Angelica Ospina, could you tell us a bit about the project that the University of Manchester is working on?
Yeah, the University of Manchester has funding support from Canada's IDRC for a 2-year initiative called Climate Change, Information and Communication Technologies and Innovation. And as part of this project, we are exploring the role that these technologies such as cell phones, such as internet access, such as community radios, can play in enabling vulnerable communities from developing countries to better adapt to the effects of climate change. And as part of the project, we are also exploring issues of mitigation, monitoring, and strategies.
And this debate you said about what makes communities resilient. What are the factors according to you that would help to enhance or judge resilience?
Well, as part of the project, we have identified a series of sub-properties that contribute to resilience building. So these are the different sub-properties here. As you can see, the first one is robustness and refers to the ability of communities to withstand the effect of an external disturbance and maintain its main characteristics and performance. We also have rapidity that refers to how quickly the communities can access and mobilize assets. Scale refers to the breadth of assets and structures that the communities can access. Redundancy to the extent to which the different components within a given livelihood are substitutable among them. Flexibility and diversity refer to the different options that communities have in the event of an external disturbance in terms of their potential responses, and also their potential to experiment and potentially innovate in response of these disturbances. Self-organization refers to their ability to independently rearrange themselves, learning to the capacity to generate feedback, knowledge, and capacity, and equality to the ability of the system to provide equal access to rights, resources, and opportunities to the members of the community.
Is there some way to measure this, or how strong it is, or some way to promote it?
Well, in this moment we are testing these different properties in the field. So we are developing different ways to measure the different sub-properties and apply them in the field.
I see. And how far is the project? You're halfway through it.
Yeah, we're halfway through it. The project, it's a 2-year initiative that runs through the end of 2011.
But in practical terms, any examples of how actually ICTs are helping people be more aware of climate extremities?
For sure, there's a series of very interesting papers that we have produced. This is the conceptual framework that has been produced as part of the project that reflects the different sub-properties of resilience and the role of ICTs towards the strengthening of adaptation. And as part of this project, we have also produced, I'll take you really quickly to the last slide of the presentation, where we can find, these are different findings that we have found as part of the project. And we have also produced a series of thematic papers that explore the role of ICTs in mitigation, monitoring, adaptation, and climate change strategies. So in those thematic papers, you will see a range of examples, very practical examples in the way in which...
Like, for example, SMS being used in Philippines.
Right. For example, in terms of self-organization, there's examples in the Philippines of the way in which text messages are being used to foster campaigns, citizen engagement, and local action.
Rural weather stations in Africa.
Absolutely. That's another example of the way in which technologies can help or contribute to decentralized information.
You're from Colombia itself, and
yes.
You expect that climate change would affect the coffee crops there?
Right. Scientific evidence indicates that El Niño and La Niña weather phenomenon are affecting crops all over the world, actually, due to increased intensity and frequency and the unpredictability of the events. Coffee crops are just one example of this, and of course they play a very important role in Colombia. So as part of this research, we hope to understand how ICTs, such as, for example, the use of cell phones by coffee growers and coffee producers, can help them better adapt to the effects of climate change.
But it's only a small kind of contribution. A lot more would be required in that sense.
Oh, Absolutely, and that's why, as part of the IDRC supported project, we are promoting a series of case studies at a global level that would help us gather evidence in this regard.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.